Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nature Preserve Life. And in this episode, we're going to go ahead and share with you our top 10 list of things we love about living on a nature preserve. In particular, we're at Deer Canyon Preserve outside of Mountain Air, New Mexico, in the United States.
Yep.
Anyway, cheers to our international viewers. Hope you enjoy this and find this informative. But we'll go ahead and start our top 10 list and just give you our experiences and our insight of what we think about all of this. So,
Yep. Okay, so the very first one is breathtaking beauty. Oh my gosh, you guys. The sunsets are just explosive and amazing. And it's just something you've got to see.
And number 2, tranquility and serenity that you have out here. I mean, I just can't tell you how relaxing it is to, especially if you're experiencing a stressful moment or something, to just be able to look outside at the mountains and the valleys and the Burlington Northern Santa Fe train that sometimes goes through here,
Toot,
blowing
toot.
that old whistle and stuff,
Yep.
and knowing how, you have, like in our case, 26 acres of elbow room around you, and you just know that things are quiet and peaceful, especially in those stressful moments. Like, I'm a remote worker, so sometimes, once in a while you have a stressful day at work and you just need to unwind at lunch and just look out over this deck and the beauty and serenity around you, how tranquil it is and relaxing it is. It can really help decompress you from everyday problems in life. So that's number 2.
Okay, number 3 is connection with wildlife. You're jumping on your rebounder and you look up and there's a deer looking right at you. It's just so amazing. Okay, you're going for a walk and there's a snake slithering in front of you and you're just, ooh. So you gain composure, you get home, you're shaken, but you figure it out. You wear your snake boots because it's that time of year that you need to wear those. You proactively get your little chicks in order and you figure it all out and it's okay. And then you go get a dog because you feel like, oh, I think I need a dog. So that's kind of, connection with wildlife.
And there's a lot of wildlife around here. What are some of the things we've seen?
So we've seen the wild pigs.
Boars, I think they're called.
I guess they're called boars. I thought we saw a raccoon one day.
Yeah, and lots of jackrabbits.
Yeah, a lot of jack with the long ears.
Yeah, and of course, plenty of deer and
plenty of bucks. Yeah, beautiful.
Saw a little pretty-tailed fox one day.
Oh, that's right.
Just from my office window, and then also from that same office window, I saw a coyote running around below the property. And lots of birds, all kinds of birds.
Oh, man, the hummingbirds, and then there was little red birds and bluebirds and just all sorts of different colors.
Pretty little yellow ones. I don't think we ever posted any pictures of those little yellow ones, but boy.
They're so fast that, we haven't snapped a picture of that.
Anyway, number 4, health and well-being. That kind of falls in with tranquility and serenity. I mean, if you ever want to experience that, just being able to decompress and enjoy your own mental health of, the fresh air, the mountains, even the storms can be a blessing, just what's that sense of the smell of the water when it comes through in the monsoons.
And it's just,
just that total well-being feeling.
Yep, and then after it rains, I mean, it's just taking it in, you're breathing it in, and you're just, it's like you're on cloud 10. Okay, outdoor recreation. So
number 5.
Okay, so my thing is I love to hike, I love to walk, and there's a lot of hiking around. we finally got the four-wheeler back, as you know. And I love date night. Friday night's our date night, and we'll choose somewhere different to look at. It's so neat. This preserve is huge. So, yeah, we have a lot more date nights and
A
a
lot more
lot
to
more
see.
exploring to see. Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
11,000 acres, I
Yep.
think, and half of it, I think, was set aside
Yep.
originally for purely the
Yeah.
wildlife and nature,
Hmm.
and then the other half was allowed for development. And of course, as
Yeah.
you've been seeing our videos, not very much of it was actually developed, and very much smaller portion of it then was actually built upon. So
Right.
there's still a lot of wild open spaces here that are available to explore. So, number 6, educational opportunities. This isn't in the traditional sense of academics, colleges, universities, and things like that, but more in the line of being able to learn about the wildlife that's out here, the habitats,
Yep.
um, the flowers and vegetation that you see and you hike through. It's more about just learning about the nature that's around you and the world that's around you. That in the big city with all the asphalt and everything else, that you just don't get to see much in the big city. Out here, yeah, it's everywhere in your face. It's
Yeah.
quite a opportunity when you're living out on a nature preserve where you get these educational opportunities to learn from the world around you.
Yep. 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 Okay. Okay. So, number 7, sense of responsibility. So, my big thing is I don't want to use a lot of water. So, I try to make sure laundry day is only one day, and I only do maybe 1, 2 loads, if that. Um, I make yogurt and I do a water bath. So, I save my water and I go ahead and water my plants. Just different little things you can do to save. Um, oh gosh, what else, honey?
Stewardship of the environment, really. I mean,
Yeah,
we're real careful about what we recycle, how we recycle
yeah,
it,
that's right.
and
Yeah,
organize things.
yep,
Because out here, we don't have garbage pickup at your street. It's not like that like you had in the city. That's one
right.
thing we kind of miss.
We do, and but one of the really cool things is because we make a lot of veggies. We cook a lot of veggies, I should say. And so, like when you're cutting the stems, I just put it in a bucket, and then at the end of the day, I just throw it out to the deer, the animals, and they'll eat it. So we're giving back. Circle of life.
So,
So
number 8, inspiration and creativity. I mean, nature and natural environments have always been the home for many artists
yep,
and intellectuals and writers, authors,
yeah,
artists, painters, whatever,
yep,
um, to enjoy in to pursue their hobbies and interests.
right.
And you just don't see that so much in the city. I mean, it's
Mm-mm.
hard to, you never see anyone painting a picture of a skyscraper. Um,
Right.
Mountains, yes. Valleys
Yep.
and animals and
Yep.
wildlife, yes. So that's one of the things about the nature out in nature is you get to really reach out and attach
Yep.
your artistic interests. Now, Judy and I really haven't had much chance to really do that. We have some ideas and plans on the things we'd like to do and pursue,
Yeah.
but we're still settling into this house. We're
Yeah.
still fixing and repairing and getting everything
Mm-hmm.
working and humming
Yep.
along. So we really plus I'm working and that's a full time endeavor.
Yeah.
And then of course Judy's got her a full time endeavor working on her health issues
Right.
and trying to get those resolved. So we don't really have a lot of time to get into the
Yeah.
artistic interests that we're really interested in. But we do have plans. They're on the what's the right
They're
word
on the
for it?
horizon.
On the horizons, sooner or later, when
Sooner
we
or
get a
later.
little more time.
Okay, so number 9 is strong community bonds. So you guys, if you're following our channel, you've seen it. Yeah, we get back from holiday and oh my lands, we don't have water. So Thane's reaching out to neighbors and oh my gosh, shout out
Yeah, to
to
Tom W.
Tom W. And he's the one that said, hey, the town, you can get your water from the town. And we're like, oh my gosh, we don't have to run into Albuquerque. We can solve this problem. And so I'm sorry, I'm wiggling everything. Yeah, so community is amazing. It's just amazing out here. Everybody's willing to help each other or
Assist when there's a crisis
yeah,
you're dealing
yeah.
with.
I mean, they're always there for you, and it's just wonderful.
What about like in town? You got the B Street Market
Well,
and some
yeah,
of
and the neat thing is, the owner of, and I think I've mentioned that of the B Street Market, she's got a nutritional degree and a degree in nutrition, and so she's been kind of helping me nudge my health in the right direction. So there's people that help, and you don't see that in the city. I did not see that,
Yeah.
and so I've leaps and strides out here getting better. Which
You walk
is,
into like a big Albertsons, whatever, you're not going to
yeah,
get
they're
any
not
help.
going to. They're not gonna. No.
No.
And then if you go to Sprouts, they're just pushing supplements at you. They're not there to
More holistic.
help you heal with food instead of, yeah, you want to heal with your food. Okay.
So number 10, escaping from urban life. And I'm sure as many of you can probably relate, the big city life has a lot of its own stress. Like we lived previously in a pretty regulated HOA environment. A lot of the rules made a lot of sense and they're fair, reasonable. I mean, it helps protect the value of your property and all that. Not having neighbors doing stupid things.
But some of the rules, I don't know if you're
can cause stress from the stupidity.
It can cause stress, and they might not treat one resident like another resident because we've seen that. We've seen garbage cans left out through the weekend, and here we get this note. And when we first moved in, I didn't know, and I put the garbage cans on the side of the house because isn't that what you're supposed to do? Put them on the side of the house when the garbage man has already collected your trash and your recycling. Well, I got this note, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a note. They're going to charge me, and I'm just freaking out. And yeah, but then there's other neighbors you see that it's like, are they getting notes? What's going on?
So
yeah, I don't know.
Along similar lines too, there's all that infrastructure that a lot of it's real helpful. Granted,
Right.
I love the experience of knowing I didn't have to worry about my water. Out here you do, but in the city, of course, you don't. And that infrastructure is all there. It's always available. Everything is always taken care of for you. You pay a little money for it, but it's a reasonable price and all that.
Right. Your electricity goes out and it's back on. Here, you're kind of,
Yeah, you got to fire up the generator.
You have to figure it out. You lose water and you have to figure it out.
You have to haul your own water.
Got to figure out what happened. And
but escaping from the urban life, we still have internet. We're not totally escaped from it. We don't have as good an internet service as we did in the city, but it's still pretty good. Right. It's like 50 megabits down and 10 up. While in the city, we probably had about 5 times that. But I can still do my job. We can still stream Netflix. Some of the things that we enjoyed in the city, we still have out here. Like I say, Netflix, YouTube, of course. Phone. Yay to YouTube.
Got a phone.
Cell phone service works great. There's a few dead zones you got to worry about as you traverse our Deer Canyon Trail
and
road.
Even in the house you have a few dead zones, so you just have, I guess I can't sit at the bar and talk, I have to go, which is, you learn it, and you learn and you figure out where you can be to talk on a phone or text or whatever.
But some of the things you don't miss from the city are the noisy neighbors, the whether they're a car backfiring or a
Or
gunshot.
having a party.
Yeah. Um, a lot of that city noise and annoyance
Right.
is gone out
It's
here.
gone.
Like
Yeah.
we said earlier, some of the things we love is
Right.
the peace and quiet, the serenity of it all
Yep.
that you just don't have in the city. I mean, it's all go, go, go,
Yeah, and here it's more laid back. It's just, again, it has to do with health and wellness. I mean, when you're go, 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 that's not good for your health. Sometimes you just need to step back and just,
Yeah.
take it all in.
Yeah. One day at a time.
So,
You have that out here.
and you have that. Yep.
You just don't have that quite in the city.
In the
It's
city.
just too much hustle and bustle.
Yep. Yeah. And you're really forced to cook. Or you'd be some people and they buy the packaged stuff, but man, why? When you can make something a really good meal and throw it in the crock pot or in the oven and then eat off the leftovers for a couple days. I mean, and have that for lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, yeah.
You're not as inclined to go out to a restaurant because really there's not much out here.
And I say,
restaurant-wise.
living, on a preserve, I don't know. I feel healthier
Yeah.
because we're not like Thane's feet swell and really bad from the salt. And it's like his feet look good right now because he's been eating a lot of Judy's homemade food. It's kind of fun. And it's good, right?
Yep.
My food is really good.
And it's part of the well-being of being out in an
Yep.
environment like this.
Exactly.
Being forced to cook is really a good thing.
It is. You learn different recipes. You learn, not to rely on packaged stuff. You just do your own thing and you make it delicious. And
yeah, what we try to do is get into either the town each week to see if we can get some fresh produce.
right.
Or we go in like twice a month to the big city looking for
And then if you get
produce.
it really firm, I notice that it'll last at least a couple weeks. And then in my little bags, I poke holes so it gets air through it, and that helps too.
Preserve it longer.
It preserves it longer. So and then the stuff that I know that's gonna go bad in a couple days, like the asparagus, we make sure we use it within a couple days.
And also put in a glass of water inside the fridge.
That's what I've been doing. I've been kind of sticking it in the glass of water.
Yeah.
And it lasts longer. So.
And what we hope to do in the future too is along these lines is we're investigating greenhouse options.
Yep.
We'd love to attach a lean-to greenhouse on the south side of the property, the house here.
To me, that'd be ideal.
That way we could have fresh produce of our own choosing.
Yeah.
Year round.
Yep. And all you have to do is just, find a butcher and, buy your meat and your poultry and your meat and get that frozen and you have fresh veggies to cook with and it'd be good.
And I should probably talk about one other good side about it out here is we've experienced really good support and service when it comes to our power. I don't think we've seen a glitch yet on the power.
No, we have not. But our power lines they're
underground?
Buried.
They're buried, yeah.
So and I think that if they were above ground, like his dad lived on a mountain in Oregon and he lost power a lot.
Yeah, windstorms would come through, take trees down, the line would go down
and
with
there's
it.
been some really nasty windstorms. Like I think, oh my lands, it's pretty intense.
We were afraid we'd have to fire up the generator when we'd see some of the winds going here,
Yeah.
but turned out the
Yeah.
underground lines
Right.
just
so
weren't
far nothing.
impacted.
So yeah.
So overall, it's been a really good.
It's been a good experience.
Yeah, a lot of things we love about here.
Yep. Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed our insight and thoughts.
Yeah.
And we'll look forward to next episode where we're going to discuss 10 things we don't love so much.
So much, yeah.
The downside of living in a remote nature
But I think
preserve.
there's a downside in anywhere you live. There's always a downside. There's always things that you really, really love, and then there's things that are like, oh my gosh.
I think it really boils down to if you at least have reasonable expectations and you're prepared and know kind of what to expect, then you'll, not survive it, but bounce back from any
Right.
problems a little
Right.
easier.
And I think that's so far we've had some problems as you can see as you've seen, and we bounced back.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we were stressed for a little bit, and then once we start, figuring out, and he gets the feelers of the little community around us. Yeah, things have been working out. So yeah.
Okay, so
All right.
thank you for
All
joining
right.
us.
Thank you
Like,
guys.
like and
Only
subscribe.
if you want. Only if you want. So we're having fun doing this and sharing our experiences. So thank you guys. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much for hanging with us. And it's nice. It's kind of like you're here. So I just love that.
Just wish we had a couple drinks to toast and say
I know,
cheers, but
right?
maybe
Darn.
next episode.
Maybe. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. So we just got home from our trip, and I wanted